Okie dokie, guys. This is video number 3, and we are moving on to fungi. So I know you guys are dying to hear the joke. There we go. Dying to hear the joke that I had for you. So this fungi walks into a restaurant and is talking to this girl, and he's like, hey, you want to go out on a date with me? And she's like, no. And he's like, why not? I'm a fun guy. Okie doke. So we're going to talk about fungi. This is going to be really, really short. So I only have 3 slides for you guys. And then I have this cool video that's only about 3 minutes long from National Geographic, and I have it linked in RenWeb, so you'll be able to see that and watch that as well, because there's some pretty cool things that I didn't know that they were doing with fungi. So anyways, take a look at that. So let's go ahead and get started. So fungi is going to be in its own kingdom. He's special like that. So you see fungi everywhere you go, whether it's mold or mildew or mushrooms or anything. You see fungi everywhere you go. I don't know if you're like me, and maybe this is really silly, but every time I see a mushroom growing up from out of the ground, I really just have this urge to kick it. Not sure why, but anyhow. So these guys do not have chlorophyll. They're actually heterotrophs, and so remember, they're getting their energy from another source. They're not able to produce their own energy. Some are going to be parasitic. So that means they're drawing energy from a different organism. Some are going to be decomposers. So they actually take care of biodegrading and all that good stuff. Their cell walls are made of something really cool and strong, and it's called chitin. Okay? We're not going to go too deep into the structure of fungi, because our next section is going to be on invertebrates, and invertebrates is such a huge group that we really need to get to it. And fungi, while there are a lot of important reasons to study fungi, and if fungi is something that fascinates you, go for it. But we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on fungi in this biology class. If you want to study botany and all that good stuff, you will actually talk about fungi. So, examples include molds, mildew, yeast. These guys are pretty special because they can use something called spores in order to sexually reproduce. So really, spores are just going to be these small little units, or these small little dots, that are able to spread and create more little dots. And eventually the little dots are going to gather together. So as you can tell, this is my bread example. So this little guy is going to be a spore. And then they're going to just eventually gather together. And what they're doing is they're creating more fungi. So a little fun factoid, sometimes people, when they see that their bread is moldy like this, what they'll do is they'll just take out the piece of the moldy bread. If they're like, oh, it's not that much, it's just a spot maybe here in the corner, they like to rip off that spot and still eat the bread. I would advise you not to do that, because when a spore is present, it means that it is all, when you can see a spore, that means the fungus is all over. It just hasn't quite reached the surface everywhere yet. So anytime you see moldy bread, whether it's a little bit of mold, there's a lot of mold in there already. So do not eat moldy bread, because it is nasty. Oh, baby. Brian is trying to make dinner, and she's just very unhappy right now. So, okay. So how fungi function in the environment is usually they're decomposers, like we talked about. So they're very important for that. But they also cause pathogens in plants, animals, and humans. That's why you don't want to just go out into the middle of the forest, pick up a mushroom, and eat it, okay? Some of them are going to be poisonous. Some of them are going to cause disease, and that really just isn't a good idea. So, but they also can cause disease in animals and in plants. But not all fungi are bad. A lot of fungi are actually good. And this National Geographic video that I have posted on RunWeb actually goes into how scientists are trying to use fungi to help treat bacterial diseases and all that good stuff. So go ahead and watch that video, and I will see you guys later.